For the first couple days of my hunt, my friend Clinton joined me to help me glass for some goats. We started off by hiking up a steep ridge and setting up camp in an area that I knew there was mountain goats. Then we spent the rest of the day glassing the ridge line and moving down it slowly, just picking apart all the pockets of the area. At some point towards the evening, Clinton spotted a bear, and upon closer inspection it looked like a decent bear, and I actually had an early rifle tag for that area, and so I decided to make a play on it. Clinton stayed back with the camera and filmed myself and the bear moving closer to one another. At one point, off camera, the bear actually heard me and took off running. And here you can see it stopped and kind of reassessed the situation and decided to come back. All this was unbeknownst to me. I was just carefully moving through the brush trying to find it. At this point, when it moved down, I could hear it actually moving in the brush towards me. Clinton did a great job filming the bear at a distance. The couple minutes leading up to that shot was one of the most exciting hunting experiences I've had. So the bear, like I said, was on the other side of those dwarf willows, and I couldn't see it, but I could hear it moving. I stepped on a twig, and the bear could actually hear me too. He was maybe 50 yards on the other side, and every time that happened, I heard him let out a grunt, like a typical bear. So we were moving along parallel to each other, and these willows ended, and when it ended, the bear just popped out right in front of me at 40 yards. I knew it was going to be a close shot, so I turned the power of my scope down all the way, which I think it was 4 times magnified. And when he popped around the corner, I just literally lifted up and shot, and I was shooting a 300 Win Mag, and I just aimed right in the center, and that bullet just dropped him instantly. It was raining hard all morning. I was stuck in my tent until about an hour ago. It's 11 o'clock now, so the entire morning was wasted. But I'm about to go up into the high country, pretty close to where I've seen goats in the past and where my buddy just saw some goats 2 weeks ago. I just filled up 8 liters of water in that creek to hike up there. Probably stay the next 2 days. Got some fresh goat tracks coming down this game trail to get water. I've never ran so far and so fast in my life with this pack on. I was walking up that hill over there, and I saw where a bear had been digging on the side of the hill. And in this hole, I see like this weird white thing. It looked like a bone, and it's sticking out of the ground. And so I didn't know what it was. I poked it with my trekking pole, and as soon as I did, like hundreds of bees or wasps, I couldn't even tell, came swarming out and coming at me. So I ran down the hill as fast as I could. Holy shit. Taking me about an hour to climb up this last little steep hillside to get to the top where I can start looking for goats. Whew, not easy. So I just set up camp behind me, and I was trying to walk all the way around this ridge to start glassing for goats. But I found these two beds that are very fresh, and I peeked over. I saw this little patch of white, and it was a goat head. So it's bedded about 100 yards below me. So I've got to make sure it's a nanny. That's a Billy. That's not a nanny. Nice Billy. Young Billy. Damn it. So it looks like maybe 2 Billies below me. No nannies in the group, unfortunately. And then a herd of elk across from me with a nice herd bull in the middle. Behind me, there's 2 black bear. So quite a lot happening today. Fingers crossed I can find a nanny. So I decided to come back down. There was nothing on that other side. I'm gonna look for goats on this side. There was no other goats in the entire basin I just glassed, other than these 2 Billies that I found earlier. This is one of the cooler campsites I found. Take a look at this. It's its own little shelter in here.
This is not an ideal scenario when trying to find white mountain goats.
Very cold morning. There's a nanny right there. Very hard to get to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I found a nanny, but she's in a really tricky spot to get to. She's about 500 yards away, but I don't know how I would get to her, even if I made a shot. Well, I started to try and make my way around to get to that nanny, but I called it quits. It's just too sketchy. Too many places to make a mistake and fall. But now, I'm glad I made that decision, because it looks like I would have wasted all that time getting over there, and I never would have even seen the nanny anymore. I'm on day 6, and I've been really discouraged. I haven't found any goats, and this is my 3rd or 4th spot that I've gone to, and just right after setting up camp I found this goat, and it looks like an old nanny. I'm not 100% sure yet, but obviously she spotted me the same time I spotted her, but it's really encouraging to find her this close to camp in a new spot. I'm afraid to go any higher than this. I'm too high. Looks like it's gonna be a cold night. Well, as you can see, it was snowing all night, so I guess we'll find out what it's like looking for a white mountain goat in a white landscape. Kind of crazy spotting this bear all the way up here in the deeper snow. Wonder what he's eating. I think the berry crop this year didn't do too well. I think that's the reason I'm seeing all these bears way up in the high country so late in the season. About a half a mile away, I found some nannies and some kids, a group of them, and the way they're standing, I can't really reach them, but I can get within shooting range below them, and they're on a steep slope, so if I do get a nanny, the plan would be for her to roll downhill towards me where I can reach her. But it's a really sketchy area, so even that's not guaranteed. I'm just kind of watching them slowly feed. It looks like they're slowly feeding downhill towards this alpine bowl behind me, and that would be really ideal. I'm up here at 13,500 feet. I'm not very comfortable mentally. I really don't like being this high. This ridgeline offers kind of width, gives me a little bit of safety cushion. But yeah, the goat tracks go this way. Little biscuits and gravy on top of the mountain. Today and tomorrow is all I have left to try and fill this goat tag. Once again, starting in an entirely new area. It looks really promising though, from just what I can tell from the environment. So we'll see what happens. Holy shit. I don't think video can do this justice. Right behind me, a rock slide started happening while I was hiking across there. So scary. I have really bad vertigo now. I'm scared to go back that way. Fuck. Found one way down there by itself. I think it's a Billy. I'm not totally sure. I'm heading out for the day. As you saw, I found quite a few goats. I found 8 different goats. finding them isn't the problem. It's just finding them in a good spot that you can reach them. All the goats that I saw were completely unreachable from where I was, but that's the name of the game. I know it's the last day and I could be really discouraged, but I found a goat already, first mountain, so I'm pretty stoked. It's by itself, so the chance of it being a billy is pretty high, but I'm still excited. It's a reason to hope. Right there, center frame. See that? Kind of tricky to spot in that white snow. There's two goats about 100 yards from me, feeding on the same hill. The one is a billy, the other one's smaller. I don't know what that is. I hope they're not both billies. 120 yards. There was actually 3 of them together, and they were all billies, all really mature, nice billies. And of course I have a nanny tag, so they were off limits to me. Damn it, I ended up getting about 40 yards from one of them. Well within bow range. Shit. Well, the day continues. Those are the tracks of a giant bear. From the space, as he's stepping, that's gotta be at least 6, it's probably more than 6 foot. That's like, fuck. It's like 6.5 foot bear. I'm guessing, of course, there's no way to know for sure, but it's a big freaking bear. I found a very mature nanny just on the other side of this peak. It's too sketchy to try and climb over it. I tried already. Way too slippery. Huge chance of falling. So I've got to go around it. So I'm just trying to be patient, not overexert myself. Ooh. Yeah. But nice nanny just on the other side of this mountain. It's gonna take me a couple hours to get around this mountain now, unfortunately. Well, just broke my trekking pole, one of them. $150 trekking pole, no big deal. This spot is so fucked. I'm filming myself so I can calm down because I'm kind of panicking. Okay. $150 yards to safety. Just breathe. One step at a time. Me and my buddy came up here with some climbing ropes and made one last attempt to find her. Went down to where I last saw her and her body's just gone. So did absolutely everything humanly possible to try and recover her other than coming in here with a helicopter. I don't know how else we could have looked any harder. I was devastated by the loss of the goat, and ultimately I regretted forcing the last day shot. But beyond this regret, I have no other regrets about how the hunt went. I experienced every aspect of big mountain hunting, and I found enough goats to make me content that I had done everything I could in my power. Having successfully arrowed a high country mule deer buck earlier in this season, and then getting the bonus black bear during the goat hunt, it ended up being one of my most memorable hunts. Until next time.